Here's your news for February 10, 2020. We're starting off today with news from the upcoming Super Showdown event, as on this week's SmackDown, it was revealed that The Fiend will defend his Universal title against Goldberg. While many believe that Wyatt will defeat Goldberg, especially as we draw closer to WrestleMania 36, the title may change hands, according to Dave Meltzer. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer noted that the WWE may be seeking Goldberg out for a WrestleMania appearance, and since his name has marquee value, he could be the one that hands The Fiend his first loss since Wyatt's return at SummerSlam 2019. He added that although many believe that WWE will opt for The Fiend versus Roman Reigns on April 5th at WrestleMania, having the big dog face Goldberg for the title would also have the interest of fans. If WWE went down this route, then they should prepare for backlash from fans, especially as The Fiend has proven to be one of the company's most popular characters over the past year. In addition, Goldberg's last appearance in Saudi Arabia, where he competed in a botch-filled match against The Undertaker, certainly didn't get fans hoping to see another Universal title reign for the Hall of Famer, so hopefully the company sees sense and keeps the title on Bray Wyatt. Speaking of part-time champions, Brock Lesnar may be seen as a lone wolf on WWE TV, and that isn't too different to how the WWE champion acts outside of the ring, often keeping himself secluded backstage, only speaking to Paul Heyman. On the latest edition of After the Bell, though, Corey Graves revealed a softer side to the Beast, as he detailed their first meeting in 2015 when harsh weather conditions forced the January 26th edition of Raw to be cancelled. According to the SmackDown commentator, Lesnar was staying in the same hotel as several other WWE superstars who were left stranded during the snowstorm, and using his own money, made sure that the hotel bar was kept open that night, allowing the roster to make the best of a bad situation. While Lesnar may be the definition of a monster heel on WWE TV, it's interesting to see that he does have a kinder side, especially when his fellow superstars are left stuck in a blizzard. Speaking of the Beast, one person who isn't a fan of Lesnar is Matt Riddle, who has repeatedly said in the past that he plans to retire the WWE champion. Riddle has been so vocally against Lesnar, as well as Goldberg, that he reportedly had a confrontation with the Beast incarnate at the Royal Rumble, where Lesnar ordered him to stop mentioning him on Twitter. Though the WWE has reportedly put in a rule for NXT superstars not to call out main roster talent without their permission, this didn't stop the King of Bros, as during an NXT live show in Las Vegas on Saturday, Riddle once again vowed to retire the Beast. We'll have to see just how this'll help Riddle's career, as Vince McMahon reportedly isn't a fan of the former MMA fighter's actions, but the NXT superstar should definitely consider keeping quiet about the Beast for the sake of his own career. While Riddle is a relative fresh face in the WWE, two superstars who reportedly want out are the Revival, as the top guys have reportedly still not signed a new contract with the company. This has led many fans to question just what is happening with Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, but they won't get any answers from the latter, as Wilder deleted his Twitter profile this week. It's unclear if this has anything to do with the WWE contract negotiations, or whether the former tag team and 24/7 champion was just tired of the site, but naturally, this got fans talking. Wilder's Instagram and Scott Dawson's Twitter account both remain active, and time will tell whether the top guys are still with WWE this time next year. One superstar that fans can expect to see very soon, however, is Samoa Joe, as the former United States champion recently returned to action. During a live event in Oakland, California, Joe teamed with Kevin Owens to defeat the AOP, and this marked the Samoan Submission Machine's first match in a few weeks after suffering what was believed to be a concussion. This return debunks the rumors that Joe was suspended for violating the company's wellness policy, as while WrestleVotes implied that the former NXT champion had breached the policy, there was no evidence to support this claim. At the same live event in Oakland, The Fiend defeated Daniel Bryan, and Becky Lynch retained her Raw Women's Championship against both Asuka and Charlotte Flair, and fans can expect to see Joe back tonight on Monday Night Raw. We've got some XFL news for you now, as yesterday saw the second day of the new season, with the St. Louis Battlehawks and the New York Guardians both picking up victories. The real story, however, is how the ticket sales are for Vince McMahon's newest venture, and according to the numbers, fans of the sport are eager to see the XFL. According to XFL News, the league has already surpassed the number of tickets that the defunct Alliance of American Football League sold for their entire season last year. Both of Saturday's games, which saw the Houston Roughnecks and the DC Defenders win, drew impressive attendance figures, though these results are similar to the original XFL, which saw falling ratings and attendance numbers within weeks. It seems the main difference between the original XFL and the relaunched league is that the 2020 season and quality of play is being praised by football fans, as it looks like Vince McMahon may finally be correcting the wrongs of the disastrous league of 2001. Back in the ring now, and this weekend's NXT live events didn't just see Matt Riddle once again threaten to retire Brock Lesnar, but also saw the return of former WWE Tag Team Champion Scotty 2 Hotty. Appearing at an NXT live event in Phoenix, the former Too Cool member didn't appear in a match, but did share the ring with several current superstars and performed his infamous worm. Scotty recently returned to WWE as a coach in the Performance Center and also recently called in to WWE's The Bump, wherein the Street Profits spoke about how influential the dancing superstar has been to their careers. With Scotty making more and more appearances, it wouldn't be too surprising to see him make a brief return to the ring, as even at 46 years old, Hottie can still bust a move like it's the Attitude Era. Even more NXT news for you now, as following the Gold brand's move to the USA Network last October, it was reported that while raises were expected for talent, it could be a while before they happen. Now it seems that WWE have finally gotten around to handing out these raises, but according to Fightful, this extra cash comes with a price. Their report says these new raises come with a 3-year contract agreement, and it was also noted that not all of the talent offered the raise chose to take it. This news follows on from previous reports that Tainara Conti walked out of NXT following a disagreement about pay, and while it's good to see the hardworking men and women of NXT getting a much-deserved raise, the 3-year contract agreement does raise a lot of questions. We're looking into the future now, as though the WWE Universe is still reeling from an explosive 2020 Royal Rumble, there are already betting odds for the 2021 installment of the January tradition. According to Sky Bet, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Edge are the 3 most likely men to win the Men's Rumble match, each having 10-1 odds, while Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Keith Lee, and Kevin Owens all have 12-1 odds. Despite being retired for several years, CM Punk is listed as 20-1, while UFC star Conor McGregor has been given a 50-1 chance, which is still better than stars like Rusev, Cesaro, and Dolph Ziggler. AEW World Champion Chris Jericho is being listed as 100-1, while Vince McMahon himself is also an option, and at 250-1, the boss could make a fan some serious money if he were to win his second Rumble match. Of course, expect these odds to change as the year progresses, as both returns and injuries could change who is considered a favorite, but it's still interesting to see what people think will happen in WWE 11 months from now. We've got some news from Hulk Hogan next, as the former WWE champion has made it clear that he wants to wrestle one more time in WWE. According to the Hulkster himself, he can't live with the thought that his final match in wrestling took place in TNA, and over the past year, Hogan has repeatedly called out Vince McMahon for a meeting at WrestleMania 36 in Tampa, Florida. Given that Hogan has recently had another back surgery though, it doesn't seem like the McMahon match will be happening at this year's WrestleMania, or any other show, as according to WrestlingNews.com, the company has nothing in place for a Hulk Hogan in-ring return. According to their sources, the Immortal One hasn't been medically cleared to compete, and while there is always a chance that Hogan will appear on April 5th at WrestleMania, it's almost certain that he won't be getting physical. Finally today, we're ending with some news from Bianca Belair, as the EST of NXT may not be on the Gold brand for much longer. Appearing on the After the Bell podcast, Belair said that while she considers NXT her home, she isn't content there, and after over 3 years on the same show, she's confident that she could do plenty of big things on either Raw or SmackDown. Belair certainly earned herself plenty of fans following her appearance in the Women's Royal Rumble, where she eliminated a record-setting 8 superstars, and it's clear that those fans would support her if she ever moved to either Raw or SmackDown. This weekend, Belair will compete for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver Portland, and capturing the gold from Rhea Ripley may be the final thing Belair hopes to accomplish in NXT before making the big jump to either brand.